recording. Oh, okay. Hey-o!
Good evening, everyone.
What's up, y'all?
I'm Judge James.
I'm Judge Evie.
Greg and Eric are here. What's up, all? Welcome to Living for Crits. Happy Sunday night. Happy holidays.
What's up?
And welcome to the Walls Dungeon Tavern, where tonight we're going to talk. Look at that. What do you think? We're going to talk a bit.
Oh.
I think it's a fair warning. Similar to some previous shows we had way back in March, I'm a little under the weather, and because of which, like, my talking ability might be marred by some coughing or hacking or any general phlegm-based maneuvering of my head. So if any of that occurs, we're sorry.
Oh.
So anyway, with that out of the way, it's been an interesting weekend, interesting week. So Judge Evie, why don't you tell us about your campaign, your DCC campaign? Well, why are you looking down? You got a game coming up in 2 days. Why when I ask how's your DCC campaign, do you look down?
Because it got canceled this weekend. I thought you were trying to make me.
Why did you doobity?
You threw me under the bus, man.
I'm not throwing you under the bus. I asked how your game's going.
It's going very snazzy. Yeah.
I wasn't throwing you under the bus.
Going under the bus.
There's no bus throwing.
First you told me I can't even have my chocolate and everything.
I told Evie she couldn't have her chocolate bar before going on camera.
Look, it's right here. I even brought him one. He said no.
Well, the last thing we need is to be eating food on camera.
We've done that before.
You know what? Chocolate is messy and smushy.
Yeah.
And don't you put the chocolate in your mouth.
Thing in the world.
This is so unprofessional. You know what? It's so unprofessional. I can't believe. Yes, tea is okay, Greg. We can have tea, but not chocolate. Anyway, we had a family game of Among Us tonight. That was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
If you've never played Among Us, I guess start. I don't know. It was a good time. It's free. It's a free app for your phone. I know you can download the game on like Steam and stuff. And it's like, it reminded me of playing The Resistance.
Yeah.
Or like one of those werewolf type games. I've played Resistance. So I don't know what the werewolf games are or those things, but
I just made such a mess right now. Like, I don't know what to do. I made
your
such
face
a mess.
is disgusting. We lost 2 viewers.
How is my face disgusting?
As soon as you put the chocolate in your mouth, 2 people dropped off.
Wow.
I'm on a space kick right now. I should mention that. The DCC JJJ challenge, better watch out, because this week I've been flipping through my old Alternity book.
I'll get the questions up.
If you don't know what Alternity is, where were you in 1997 and 98 and 99 and 2000? This was one of the last TSR products that was out, and this was my game of choice for the very late 90s and early 2000s in college, and I preferred all of my Alternity games more than anything D&D at the time. Then 3rd edition came around, and I couldn't get Alternity players, and that was just sad. But some of my best gaming was in Alternity. So I was thinking about this book, then I opened this book, and then I read some of this book, and I'm like, crap, I am wanting some sci-fi right now. And in the last couple days, let's see, I pre-ordered Stargrave, which is the space version of Frostgrave, I guess, is what it's going to be, the Osprey Games. And I bought a whole bunch of Reaper miniatures for Stargrave, because hopefully by the time that comes out in April, we'll have normality. And I pre-ordered the Dune RPG.
Dune.
You know what that's about?
No.
You should read Dune. I also ordered, well, a friend of mine has sent me his copy of the Expanse RPG for the Age system, and I ordered some of the swag for that, the Game Master's kit and stuff. And I ordered the first book for the Expanse, which I've never read the Expanse books. I watched the first 2 seasons of the show, and I stopped watching because I wanted to read the books and never got around to it. Well, now I'm going to read the Expanse books, so I ordered those. So it's going to be a very spacey 2021, I hope. All right, well, with that in mind, let's go into Judge Evie Presides.
Yeah.
I cannot. I swear my nose is so itchy right now.
My nose is itchy too. Like right here.
It's crazy.
I know, it's crazy. Okay, this one's from Brian.
I should note, the last few episodes, we've done a beatboxing segment of the show. Was there anything for beatboxing tonight? Good, because I cannot do that chest thing tonight, not with this cough. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this one's from Brian.
Hi, Brian.
McKay. You know, our friend.
Yep.
Aloha, Judge Evie and Judge James. Hope you have survived the blizzard in the Northeast. It was a bit colder down here in Georgia, but definitely not the temperatures up north. Questions. Have you run any DCC holiday modules, particularly Christmas ones, or played any holiday-themed one-shots over the holidays? Any recommendations?
There's something disturbing, hey Dev, about the way you're reading that. I don't know, it's just creepy. Well, Judge Evie, let me ask you, have you run any holiday modules over the holidays?
No, but I was going to make a Christmas adventure for this Tuesday.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's it based on?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm pretty sure I have an idea. Like, I have, like, an idea in my head. Because it's an X-Crawl one. And I was just going to have, like, Christmas-themed rooms.
Christmas X-Crawl?
Yeah.
Okay. That's an idea.
Yep.
What's a Christmas-themed room look like?
I was going to do one with an elf on a shelf. And they're all staring at
They are creepy.
Yeah. Like, just do something creepy. Like, that'll disturb them to the point that they're going to
You should have, if the elf hits them, they get hit with corruption.
I should.
Just, like, minor corruption.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am presently running the Old Gods Return. Our game was moved to next week from this weekend. That is a level 1 DCC holiday module. And that's for my Sunday group. Again, wasn't feeling that great this morning, kind of laid in bed all day. And then starting this past Wednesday, we started Unholy Nights in Lankmar, which is last year's DCC holiday module. And, we will be... I'm running X-Crawl New Year's Evil on New Year's Eve morning. So we've definitely taken advantage of all the holiday modules this year, and I love running those. I think last year was Home for the Holodeath was the MCC one, which I really enjoyed. Had a real good time running that. I mean, it didn't come out last year, but I ran it last year.
Nice.
So, great question. There's 2 parts, right?
Yeah.
What's the second part?
It's just another question.
Oh, well, go ahead and ask the second question. Deb wants to make a Christmas adventure too.
I'm going to say it in this
Again,
voice.
'Tis the season.
With Cyberpunk Red in 20...
Can you read a little louder? Because, like, you just a little louder.
Oh, yeah.
Don't scream it. Don't heyo this.
With Cyberpunk Red in 2077, 2007, I don't know, coming out, I'm starting to get interested in this genre again. Can you discuss the Cybercrawl classics or any similar systems you've played and what you think of them? Happy holidays. Cheers, Brian.
Well,
tea time!
It's tea time. What do we have here, Jen?
Peppermint.
I don't know if I want peppermint, but thank you.
It's festive.
That's true, but not my throat can take the mintiness, but we're going to try.
No obligation, peppermint.
It's going to be great.
Daddy Gamer is here.
What's up? Hello.
Do we know Daddy Gamer?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Do we know you, Daddy Gamer? Are we, like, screwing around with names here?
I don't
If
know.
you do, let us know, and if we're being rude. Because, like, I have a problem with Twitch handles sometimes, I gotta say.
Scary.
Well, alright, so Cyber Sprawl Classics, we don't know them. Okay, good. Not good. I mean, that sounds terrible. It sounds like, we don't know who you are. But I don't want to be, like, rude and stuff. Like, I mean, I know that GS word is Greg, and E Lyons is Eric, so, and Dev is Dev. Just a dad who also streams with their kiddo. Booyah! We played Cyber Sprawl Classics, remember? And X-Crawl. We mixed it together.
No.
That's what that was our 10-session arc that we did for X-Crawl.
Really?
Yes. Remember you guys lived in a futuristic version of Philadelphia?
I know that now.
It was like mixed with the movie Dread.
Mhm. I remember that. I didn't know it was that.
It was.
Well, I know that now.
Cyber Sprawl Classics is an awesome free zine. Look it up and download it. If you like Shadowrun or Cyberpunk anything, it's definitely worth your time. And we blended it into it was like a 10 or 12 part X-Crawl campaign. So for me, my X-Crawl games all take place in a dystopian future like the year 2020. Uh, but maybe a bit more like the 80s and 90s version of dystopian future would look like. A bit more of that Blade Runner meets, what was that movie called? Highlander to the Quickening. I don't know, maybe that would make sense. Even though Highlander to the Quickening is a terrible movie, it's like kind of awesomely bad. I really recommend Cyber Sprawl Classics. If you want a taste of it and you're going to be at Spawn of CyclopsCon, I'm going to be running a Neon Knights adventure, which I think is a 3rd or 4th level module. I have a Neon Knights adventure I'm going to be running with Cyber Sprawl Classics, so that's my one offering during that con. I haven't posted it yet because signups aren't out yet, but I will be running that, and I really, really like.
I run
I don't know what you should run. You should run something. Daddy Gamer just said something you might be interested in is the Ultimate Micro RPG book. We'll post a link in the chat. We'll take a look at that. Was that all of his questions?
Yep.
So move on to the next.
One
more question.
I think.
One more question for Judge Evie Presides.
That one. Never
We
mind.
didn't get.
Oh,
I think you didn't get my email. Greg said he didn't get an email. We have an email here.
Oh, we do have a Greg
beatboxing?
email. Yeah.
Greg, we're gonna save the beatbox for next week.
I opened it already. So
only because there's no way I could drop the beat with the way my throat and my chest is feeling right now.
It rhymes again.
So that will be a special thing for next week that we will do on the day after Christmas episode.
I didn't see it because
That's okay. I can't today. I'm very fortunate. I spent the day laying in bed reading through the Frostgrave Ghost Archipelago novel Far Wander. I read the book in a day and a half, and that's all I did. That, and I played Among Us with them. I do nothing else. And did some alternative flipping. And bought a bunch of crap online. Is that a question?
From Landon.
Oh, Landon's got a question. We'll do that when we're going to go on to our show. Our show topic's pretty cool, I think.
Question. Wait, did you say save this one?
Save that one.
Okay.
All right, Landon says a question about Riverdale. And I have made a promise to Evie. It's Riverdale and patrons. And I have made a promise to Evie that during the holidays, since her X-Crawl campaign is essentially X-Crawl meets Riverdale, I promised Evie I would watch a show or 2 of Riverdale.
And then you're going to get hooked and watch all 5 seasons with me.
Eric's just doing your part to keep the economy going. Dude, I really kept the economy going today. The last couple of days in shopping. I got $175 in Reaper Bones miniatures coming. Every alien and space miniature they have I bought, which if you know Reaper Bones, that's like a dumpster of Reaper Bones. I mean, those things, it's like 42 miniatures I have coming. So I'll be busy. There you go. Daddy sent it over here. So, cool. All right. On to the show.
Should we try?
Let's try our tea. Let's try our tea.
Is it too hot?
Let's try the tea.
Well, I'm making you try it first, so I don't burn myself.
Don't drink the tea.
Okay.
It's hot.
Good idea.
All right. What we thought we'd do tonight is, 'tis the season, as I've said 3 times now.
'Tis the season.
'Tis the season to be playing board games at home with your friends and family, which is essentially the season this year that's been from mid-March to now, because we're all stuck friggin' inside. But typically, during the holidays, people play board games. And we've assembled behind us a bunch of board games. Now, I don't know about you all, but board games are something that you play when you can't quite get a gaming group together to play a role-playing game. Because I would rather play a role-playing game than any board game on my shelf. With a few exceptions that, I wouldn't choose Amazing Engine over playing, maybe I would. I don't know. Red Dragon Inn. I would play Red Dragon Inn over some of my lesser good RPGs, but I would rather play an RPG. But sometimes they're a good appetizer for RPGing or something good to wind down from. Well, we have some games behind us. One that's kind of a joke, and the rest. We
What's the
seriously
joke?
think Hero Quest.
Oh.
Because Hero Quest is very easily could be used for RPGs.
We played that once.
More than once.
We all died.
So we're going to go through, we have 6 board games behind us, and we're going to, with a Dungeon Crawl Classics or Mutant Crawl Classics bent to it, we're going to discuss how we could use these games to inspire RPGs.
Yep.
Also, potentially, how you could use these in an RPG or with an RPG alongside it. And I thought we would start for something easy, and let's talk about Hero Quest. All right. So everyone knows Hero Quest. I mean,
yeah, we're gonna model it.
All right. Let's hold up Hero Quest.
It's so dusty.
I know.
It's sad.
So this is the original Hero Quest, not the version of Hero Quest that everyone just backed on. What was it? Hasbro did their own Hero Quest thing. This is the Hero Quest that was like from the days of old. The Broadsword Hero Quest. Broadsword. Just look up. You know, there's a bunch of Hero Quest videos.
That looks like a tongue.
Hero Quest.
Wow.
Picture the back here. It's coming apart now. I opened it up. Hero Quest is a game where enter the world of Hero Quest if you dare.
If you dare.
So really, Hero Quest is probably the easiest thing you could do to inspire some RPG, because you could take Hero Quest and very easily roll up some 0-level characters or first-level DCC characters, Elf, Dwarf, Warrior, and Wizard, and do it with Hero Quest and have that be your battle mat that you can explore it like a dungeon.
Yeah.
And I've almost done this a few times, and we just haven't.
Yep.
But that's a very easy one to go with. Probably the easiest one. Let's go with something that's on the opposite end of maybe easy, and let's look at Jenga.
Next on the list.
Is it? Let's look at Jenga, though.
Okay.
Judge Evie, you've played Dungeon Crawl Classics using Jenga. Do you remember how?
I remember we did it, but I don't.
What did we do with Jenga?
Did we write stuff on them?
No.
Yeah, we did.
No. We played Country Crawl Classics with it. Remember, Country Crawl Classics meets Metamorphosis Alpha.
Yep.
on the Warden. When we played, it was the last game we played in Pittsburgh before we moved.
Where did we play that?
In our house.
With who?
If you want to add,
So who we
and
play with?
Daddy Gamer just mentioned something interesting there, that you can use this for the game Dread. It's actually a pivotal part of the game Dread, but you can use a Jenga tower as a way to fuel luck in your Dungeon Crawl Classics game.
I remember that now.
So before you make a roll, you can choose how many Jenga luck tokens you want. You can say, I'm going to add 1 to as many to your die roll, but then you have to take that many Jenga pieces out. So let's say you want to hit the big bad with your character, and you can go ahead and say, I want to add 5 to my roll. You're going to take 5 Jenga pieces, and you can add that to your roll, which is easy early on. But as is well known, it's going to get harder as the game goes on. And the deal is, if you knock the Jenga tower over, you die.
Yep.
That's it.
Death.
That's heavily borrowed from Dread there, Daddy Gamer. So, yeah, that was, we did that a couple years back. Maybe lesser known as Suro.
So Suro.
Suro. If you've ever seen Suro, Suro is a game where everyone is a flying dragon, and you fly around a board, and you're trying to create paths for opposing dragons to knock the other dragons off the board. How do you think we could use the Suro map for?
You could use it as like your map in the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a dungeon map.
Exactly.
That would be
Dungeon
pretty
map.
cool. You could create an instant dungeon with Suro. I like that. What else can we do with Suro?
You know what you could do? Okay, remember we played that car game?
Yes.
Like you knock the cars off
Yeah.
in the battles? You could do that, but with the people.
And you could maybe each dragon sorry, has a rider on it that's a 0-level character.
Yeah.
And if they meet, instead of the dragons canceling each other out, maybe the dragon riders to fight each other.
Yeah.
There we go. Tsuro. DCC
Bam.
Tsuro.
What's next?
We're gonna end with By the Rights, because we're gonna play that on the air here.
Ooh.
Definitely, Greg, a chase scene with dragon riders. Small World. Now, if you haven't played Small World is kind of like Risk, but with a fantasy spin to it.
And it's a lot better because Risk is really bad and boring.
And it's a lot faster too. And you are playing through the history of a world as you have civilizations that rise and fall. They rise and they conquer and they fall into obscurity. And actually, if you look on the old Living for Crits blog, which is just livingforcrits.com, we did one of these where we used a game of Small World to create the backstory for a campaign. So you could do with this is maybe you just write down, maybe over the holidays you play a game of Small World, but every scene, every turn, you keep track of who's done what, of who's conquered where. And by the end of the game, you can make notes, and that is your world building right there. So maybe those evil subterranean halflings took over most of the world, but the halflings battled with the the dragon master vampires, and that's who's the superpowers of your world, and that the elves, the diplomat elves, are in decline. It's something. I don't know. I like that one. Dixit.
Dixit, where's it at? I don't know where it is.
To your left.
It's there.
How do you think, you guys grabbed Dixit, you and your brother.
No, Cooper did. Not me.
How would you use Dixit? So Dixit is a game where, on your turn, the storyteller has to say a word, and then the players have to put a card that matches that word down. Right?
Oh my God, I have an idea.
I think that's how it is. Yeah, on your turn, the storyteller chooses a card, or you choose your card and you give a clue, and everyone has to guess what your card was, And I have an idea for this, but how would you use it?
Okay, the story
Let me
cubes?
open it up. Yes. Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, you could use it like that, but with the cards instead, and then draw a couple of things and make an adventure out of it.
Let's try that right now. So, all right, we're gonna do this with this game, and we're gonna do it with your 3 cards each. Here's 3 for you. Here's 3 for me. Write an adventure based on the 3 cards that you have from Dixit. Well, crap. I have an idea for mine. Do you want me to go first?
I got one too. You go.
Okay, so here is mine. So my adventure starts, real quick, with the characters go into a tavern, a stereotypical adventure, obviously, and they find this scene on the wall, which is a crying deer dripping, dripping tears onto the ground. And when they zoom in, they see that the tears are actually working with the area around it, with the wood around it, to form a map of sorts. It looks like a coastline. And if they play their cards right, they figure out that it is a map that will lead them to a tower of gold ruled by warring insect people.
Wow.
And hilarity ensues. The crying elk meets the tower of insect gold. Your turn. I would make it from Mutant Crawl Classics.
So what happens is all the characters start off getting stuck in a tornado.
Okay.
And they get transported to this other world. Can I use one of mine twice?
Yes.
This world right here.
What? Wait, back up a bit.
They get transported into this world, and they're told you have to go save the burning city and save all the people, but you only have till all the petals on the flower are gone.
Okay.
And so they have to save them and get them out of the alternate world.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, that's pretty cool.
So
it's like Rory's Story Cube. So you have a copy of Dixit lying around. You know, if you this is Dixit's a great tool for if you are looking for just an idea for an adventure that night.
Yep.
Another way to do it is buy the rights, which
Wait,
I
let's try the
looked.
tea again.
I looked, and this is unavailable right now. And this is one of our
Why?
favorite card games. It's not for sale.
What?
I don't know why.
We just picked it up on the go one day, too.
I know. Buy the Rights is a movie pitching party game where, as players, you have to mix and match, a genre descriptor, hero, and plot card, and make an adventure. So, as an example, so here is yours, genre descriptor, hero, and plot. And this is less of like us. You could use this, I guess, in tandem with the Dixit cards. So my adventure needs to be an animated musical that is or a non-confrontational magician must smuggle exotic animals into the country under the guise of a traveling circus. So the plot of my adventure could be, if it was a DCC campaign or adventure, is perhaps the wizard is a wizard. It's a Lankmar adventure. We'll go with that. It's a Lankmar adventure for DCC Lankmar, where the characters meet a wizard outside of town. In the city meets the wizard in the city, and it's a white wizard, so it's someone who uses the like feather fall and spells like that, and doesn't want to battle anyone, but he needs these special magical pigeons that are only in the circus, that he needs to sneak them out of town. He sends the party in to this, as they're a traveling circus, to sneak these pigeons out of town, and I don't know. If the players sing like an animated musical during their turn, they get fleeting luck. Now I'm just spinning. What do you got, Evie?
Okay.
Read through your.
Should I read through them first and then come up with it?
Yeah.
So the genre is a drama. The descriptors is undercover. The hero's a vampire, and the plot is facing a moral crisis when confronted with the horrors of war and the duality of a man.
Oh, good luck.
So I don't know what half of this card means, but this is where we're going. So it's a drama, So it's a group of vampires, and they're sent into a city undercover to try to gather insight because it's a war. Like there's gonna be a war, and there's two clear opposite sides, but the war hasn't started yet. And so when they get into the city, when they're trying to gather their insight, people are telling them like, yo, there's gonna be a war soon unless someone comes and saves us because we're doing really badly, and if there's a war, we're not gonna survive.
That's crazy.
But they could only save them if they're the vampire versions of themselves,
Okay.
So they either have to stay undercover, and not show when they're a vampire and just go back and let a war happen, let the town die, or they have to go not undercover and save the world.
Tell me, Evie, how do they face the duality of man?
No, I don't know what that means. So that's why I just ignored that part, because I don't know what duality of a man means.
I think it's safe to say that if you happen right now to have a copy of Hero Quest, a copy of Buy the Rights, a copy of Small World, and a copy of Dixit, you don't even need any pre-published modules. You can just have a game tonight set place in a world that you created with Small World using Hero Quest for a battle mat. You can use the Jenga Tower for your fleeting luck if you want, and maybe you have a aerial battle with Suro, and the duality of man shows up in Buy the Rights.
What's a duality of man?
Don't know. Must be like dual classing or something. All right, so that's our spin on that segment. So play some family board games, and you know what? If you end up finding other board games you think would work great with RPGs, especially like our favorite with DCC, or maybe Alternity. Maybe Alternity's making a comeback, Evie. Maybe this will be the all Alternity channel now.
Keep dreaming.
Whatever. But if you think of anything, make sure to send it to us at dccjudgeevie@gmail.com, or you could put it in the comments below if this is on YouTube. All right, so we're gonna wrap up here. And as of right now, our Kickstarter Shoutout is about 3 hours to go with A Conspiracy of Ravens, a horror-based module for DCC RPG. Terrifying town-based adventure that can be run as a 0-level funnel or first-level adventure made for the Dungeon Crawl Classics role-playing game. So go check that out and get in on it now, okay? Yeah. I got no Road Crew shout-outs this week. If you guys got something, send them to me. I'm sure no one's in the Road Crew out in public, I hope. But if you are running things online, let us know. And our featured organization for good, again, this week is going to be Feeding America. So check out feedingamerica.org, please. And, holiday season, if you have the time to give, or not the time to give, the money to give, please consider sending it that way. And if whether it's in the show or an email, if you've got an organization for good you want us to feature or talk about, go ahead and send it to us. We won't always use all of them, but we will be happy to look at all of them. So Judge Evie, where can our folks here find us?
They can find us at I Live for Crits on Twitter, Living for Crits on Instagram, and search Living for Crits on YouTube.
All right, so everyone be safe, be healthy, be kind to one another, and I'm just going to say as my outro ASMR,
hey!
Chummy is sus.
Says the person whose name is literally King Flourish. That doesn't even make sense.
Good night, everybody.
Night.